This is going to be your weekly chakra energy check-in. If it's meant for you, it's meant for you. We're going to take a look at the energies you may be experiencing throughout your chakras. So in the comments, put your word of the day, word of the week, whatever your vibe is. Because you know what? This is an interesting energy right now where it actually feels like there is some change happening. I was just filming some readings for my daily videos, and something that came out was communication coming out of hermit mode or isolation. You know, the feeling that one needs to just move on. Oh, look at that. See, time to go. Time to let go of that old energy. I've been noticing that when I do these videos lately, there's always one card lately that's just popping up in random conversation like this that, you know, confirms whatever it is that I'm talking about. And there you go. It's time to go and leave the old behind. So if you've been feeling isolated and stuck, then this might be a message for you to make some moves. Now, this could also be about a person you might be dealing with that has been in isolation, silent mode or silent treatment, and they're trying to figure out how to make some moves. And you might get a call. There might be some communication coming in. You'll see those videos in a few days, but there's definitely something in the air right now. So let's take a look at the overall themes and messages you might be experiencing. And we have here time for a nap. And, you know, here's the thing. If you're feeling tired, take the rest. Do what you got to do for your own self-care. I have a feeling that it's been tough to sleep lately, especially because we just had the full moon. And I know that's already, you know, many days ago, but we still feel those lingering effects, you know. And I do think we had all this emotion running high in the last week or two. And maybe this is now we're feeling the residual effects of like, oh my goodness, I'm so tired and I just need a bit of a break. And that's okay. Now, the fox in this card does indicate looking out for yourself. You know, so self-care is super important for you right now. Let's take a look at what else you need to know. Reciprocity. Absolutely. You know, we want equal giving and receiving, or, you know, let me just come back to this fox for a moment. If you feel like something hasn't been right or there hasn't been balance, then this is saying look out for yourself. Sleep on it a little bit. You know, detach your energy a bit. It doesn't even have to be literally taking a nap unless that's something you're feeling where you really need the rest, the physical rest or the mental rest. But in some aspects here, this could very well be saying, you know what, I'm going to pull away a little bit. I'm going to test the energy and I'm going to see whether or not there will be reciprocity here. Okay. And with that, let's take another card. Past life guides, karmic lessons, present assistance. You know, here's the thing. I think a lot of people are learning some lessons lately, or the lessons are really coming to light, or again, they're becoming just so evident that we've got to do something different. So you might be getting signs, synchronicities, messages from your guides, whatever it may be, that you've got to learn the lesson and make some moves. Now, if you need to take a little bit of a break, okay, do it. But don't take that break forever. Don't keep yourself isolated forever. There's many aspects to this reading today, for sure. And I'm really curious to know what's going to come out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be using the Chakra Wisdom Tarot, which as you can see has all the different colors of the chakras or energy centers in the body. We're going to take a card for each chakra and then take some oracle cards to clarify the energies. So let's start out with the root chakra, which is Mars. This is your foundation, your drive. Let's see what we need to know. There you go, Four of Swords, healing. Taking a nap, taking a rest. We're right on point here with the overall messages. Okay, let's see what the oracle cards are saying. Anchor. Here's the thing. The anchor can be seen in two different ways. You know, are you feeling stuck? Are you searching for stability? So this is the thing. Right now, you might need a break. At the same time, you can't take that break forever to the point where you keep yourself stuck. You might want to pursue that stability by making a move. And let's see what else we need to know here. The Pioneer, it's been a long road. But this is also telling you to be bold and go towards your destination. It also says navigating uncharted territory. And that means you've got to be open to the possibilities that come your way. You have no way of knowing until you cross that bridge. So let's take a look at Venus. Now, this is the sacral chakra. This is self-worth, self-value, self-respect, how you love, how you spend money. And the Two of Cups. Well, Venus, the goddess of love. You might be feeling the love right now or the desire for love, but you have to wholeheartedly believe in yourself. In order to have 2 cups, you've got to fill 1 cup first. And it's developing. Now, this is the element of air, so thoughts, communication. You might be an air sign or dealing with an air sign. Let's see what else we need to know about this energy. Full moon. Interesting. You know, I'm just looking at a few things on this card as I'm kind of just like all over the place in my thoughts. Like I want to say so much. You know, air sign, this could be Libra energy. You know, this could indicate fall because the next 6 to 9 months, I mean, let's look at this 6 months from now, right? We're right now currently at the end of May. So, I mean, wow, the next 6 months is almost like the second half of the year into the new year if we're looking 6 to 9 months. So very interesting. Also, it says full moon in there, which is about purging and surrendering and letting go. Something may have come up on the full moon that struck you, brought you clarity, is pushing you for change. But on this card, it does say Libra, it does say Scorpio, and it does say Sagittarius. The Queen energy. I love that. Being in your divine feminine energy in order to receive this Two of Cups. Wow. Okay. Let's take a look here. Let's look at the solar plexus, which is personal power. And there's the 7 of coins. It takes time to harvest. That's why it's developing. It's not going to harvest overnight. It will in due time. And the question is, how patient are you? That's the thing that people struggle with the most is patience. And again, patience isn't waiting. It's not like, oh, I'm patiently waiting. Here I am. It's not, because it's a contradiction. Patience, live your life, do what you got to do, let things come to you. Waiting means you sit there and you go, when? You look at your watch and you go, when, right? So we don't want to be in waiting. There's the letter. See what I mean? Communication. Oh, boy. I'm seeing a lot of connections to the readings that I just filmed. Let's see. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. This is the card that came out in those readings that I was filming. I just said it. Telephone. Are you going to take the call? I talked about it in the videos. Are you going to take the call? But I want to remind you, you know, it says on there two-way street, and we just talked about rest. Look at the coloring of these cards, like almost the same. No coincidence. Connection, communication, conversation, getting through, but it's going to take some time. Are you patient? And again, I'm not telling you to sit by the phone or wait on a text message or on an email. That's not what I mean. It's go live your life, do what you got to do, tend to your garden, focus on yourself, and let that call come in and you cross that bridge when you get there. Let's take a look at the heart chakra. Matters of the heart. Ooh, 3 of Swords. There is some sadness here, but that doesn't have to linger forever. Somebody's got to deal with a broken heart. Yeah, the loons. This is about being committed, having an uncommon bond with somebody, and you're trying to manifest your deepest desires. Let me just point out something that I made a video about today. I think sometimes people struggle with manifestation, and they say, why am I not manifesting what I want? You know, I say this, I do that. And then when we don't get the things that we are asking for, we wonder why. And a lot of it comes down to whether or not you wholeheartedly believe what you're saying or what you're doing. You know, a lot of the times our energy contradicts our words. You have to really feel the energy that you're trying to manifest. Like, you've got to believe in yourself. And that's why I always make the statement, when it comes to our work life, we often manifest the things that we want because we believe in our skills and we know we're good at what we're doing. That's why love is always the last thing that kind of comes together, because we have to believe in our worth. You know, we have to believe in ourselves, that we are deserving and chosen. You know, if we're always saying, I'm not chosen, then the answer to that is you choose yourself. And that doesn't mean you close out everything around you. It just means you make boundaries. You choose yourself. You keep putting yourself out there and see what happens. See, the mirror. I saw this card today. Now I'm getting all the cards that I just pulled in various readings. The mirror is about being self-aware, but it's also about facing issues. And I do think sometimes there's ego involved, and I'll tell you why. I mean, naturally, ego is coming from a place of fear. Here's the thing. Sometimes we say, why is this happening? You know, I'm a good person. I'm successful, or I feel good in my work life. I have this, that, or whatever going on for me. And I think sometimes when we're dealing with relationships, especially where the other person is avoidant or emotionally unavailable or whatever, it's like a hit to the ego, because we almost feel like there's something wrong with us. You know, we take it personally when the person runs and they run to somebody else that's easier or less than. And forgive me for saying less than. I don't mean that to sound better than or less than. I just mean they run to something that's easier that they don't have to change for. But it's not that they want that other person more or they love that other person more. It's just that they don't want to change, and they'll settle for what they think they deserve, just like you sometimes will settle for what you think you deserve. And so this is like a chain reaction of energies, you know, you, the person that you're dealing with, the person that they may be dealing with, it's all linked, right? And so this can be about self-improvement and insecurities, and you got to stop making comparisons to other people, you know? So sometimes we're hurt when we say, well, why didn't this work out for me? I'm a good person, you know? And it's understanding that you can't control other people's capacity. You can only control yours, right? And so when you're so deeply committed to something, you've invested so much, it's very hard to actually let go of it, because you say, well, I don't want to be at, you know, zero. I don't want to start over. But I always say, you're not starting at zero. You're starting with knowledge you didn't have before. Every round you go, you get better, you get stronger. So let's take a look at the throat chakra. Let's talk about communication. Ace of Wands, there's a spark. What are you passionate about? What is your purpose? What are you doing to create new energy in your life? Again, one of the cards that came out, I don't know if it'll come out as I'm talking about this, but it was the roundabout card in this side, this deck here. And the roundabout card actually means two different things. Are you going round and around and around and around expecting different results, right? That's the definition of insanity, right? Or are you willing to make new connections and put yourself out there and experience new things? Because that's what it takes, is sparking new energy, changing a routine, new investments. See, the raccoon is problem solving, being curious, asking questions, being creative, resourceful, clever. You know, like, this is what is needed in order to make moves. And I think this actually comes down to, especially with the throat chakra, is like asking questions. Now, when I say asking questions, I always have to clarify this. If you're in that who, what, when, where, why, and how, you know, you're sometimes trying to control the outcome, right? We try to control relationships or situations. I'm talking about questions for yourself. You know, what are you passionate about? So for example, let's say you wanted to get into photography, or you've always had a love for photography. I want you to ask questions. Well, what kind of camera would I need? What are the different shots and angles? What kind of software do I need for editing? Where do I take my pictures? How do I get the best pictures? What kind of exposure do I need? You know, do I start a social media? Do I start an Instagram? Do I make TikToks? I don't know. Do I start a YouTube channel? How do I study photography? Do I take a course? Do I take an online course? Do I watch YouTube videos? I mean, that's the kind of curiosity that I'm talking about. You know, asking questions that are for your own personal growth and evolution, not questions about why your person ran to somebody else, or why they did this, that, whatever, and focusing on all the details that you can't really control. Now, I recognize that's easier said than done, because ultimately, yes, we want answers, but sometimes there aren't answers for these things. You know, we have to accept what is. And let's see what else we need to know. There's the crystal ball, intuition. And not only that, you know, seeing clearly and having discernment. You know, this is the thing. You got to trust your intuition and see where it takes you. You also have to be realistic about what the situation is at hand, you know, and navigate from there. Yeah, you can try to plan the future, but you know, it doesn't mean it's going to go that way. You know, the universe gives you what you need, not always what you want. So you have to be prepared that life's going to take you in different directions. Just because you say it has to be this way doesn't mean that it's going to be, right? So let's take a look at the third eye. Let's look at the intuition here. Oh boy, I just did a whole bunch of videos about this today. You know, trusting the process is, I know, so difficult, and it's cheesy, and we get frustrated with it. If you could see me right now, you know, I'd be kind of giggling and rolling my eyes because, well, trust the process was something I learned firsthand, as it was said to me many years ago, when I sat there and I wondered, well, what does that mean? Well, I've learned. Let me tell you, I have learned. But trusting the process, like I said earlier, is living your life and doing what you got to go do and seeing where things take you. You have no way of knowing. I always say, did I know that I was going to, you know, quit my 19-year teaching career? Did I know that I was going to do this full time on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube? No. Did I know that I was going to move a bunch of times? No. Did I know that I was going to meet the people that I've met? No. But I've adapted, and it's honestly been the best gift I've ever received. So, you know, really trusting your intuition and seeing where it takes you is almost the nicest thing you could do for yourself. You know, even though I know it's frustrating in the moment and it doesn't seem like it's so great, but I always ask the question, you know, do you want short-term gain, long-term pain, or short-term pain, long-term gain? The short-term pain is trusting the process and going through the motions, you know, to give you that long-term gain. Or, you know, taking that short-term gain, well, yeah, it's going to feel good in the moment, and then you're going to feel frustrated, and then you're going to go round and round and round, like we talked about with the roundabout card. See, here's the thing. This is my point. The snowflake, it's about trying to control the outcome. If you're trying to control the outcome, you're not going to achieve what you're looking to do. And at a certain point, we have to look at ourselves and say, you know, what do I need to do to make a move? Thunderstorm. Lightning. Things are sometimes out of your control. And you have to let the energy shift. And this says opportunity to overcome. Like, you have an opportunity to overcome what you've been dealing with. The question is, do you really want to? I think that people do, but they're afraid of what happens next. You know, I always say it's the what am I going to worry about when I have nothing to worry about kind of vibe. You know, if you're not overthinking something or dealing with something, what happens when you don't have those things to think about or deal with? You know, and sometimes we create more of it. So, you know, we need a bit of a push to go out of our comfort zone. Let's take a look at the crown chakra. Let's look at what are the downloads coming through. See, 9 of Cups, ask and you shall receive. And I've talked about this, and I've mentioned it a few times since we did the full moon Zoom last Friday. And that is allow yourself to lean back, even if you're uncomfortable, and receive. You know, put yourself first. Don't rush to do everything for everyone else and then deal with your needs. It's okay to put yourself first. It's okay to be selfish. You know, I think we're guilted into feeling that we can't be. What is it you want? Be clear in the communication. This is the whole point. Are you clear in what you want? Because if you're contradicting what you're asking for, like you say, I want this, but then you go do something else, and you know you're doing that something else that's totally going to counteract what you're asking for, how is that going to work? You know? So let's see. And there's the magnifying glass. Clarity. Be clear. Simply be clear in what you want. I think sometimes we're afraid that if we're clear, people are going to judge us for it. You know, if I say I want this, people will judge. They'll laugh. They'll question. They'll comment. None of their business. It's your mind, your body, your soul. And there's the chess piece. Look, I always say we're here to play chess, not checkers. This is where you've got to basically make a power move that suits you, not everybody else. Very, very interesting. Okay, so let's take a last bit of guidance here, just to see what we need to know. And we have here the angels of the four directions. You are divinely guided from every angle imaginable. You just have to believe in yourself. You got to believe in yourself. Believe that everything's working for you, not against you. And travel. Make some moves. Pack your bags for a new journey. Open that door. Or shut that old door. It depends on your perspective. And make a move. I really hope this resonates with you. Thank you always for your kindness and support. It means the world to me. So thank you very much, and I wish you an amazing day.